Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about building a bug home or get out of Dodge bag. Hey folks, welcome back. On a recent trip that we made to Vegas, I realized that sometimes carrying a full bug out bag is a real inconvenience. So what I thought I wanted to do was make a smaller kit that's really just a get home kit. And I wanted to make it out of things that I already own. Now granted, there are a few things I'm going to have to add to this bag. This is not a complete bag yet. I don't even have the bag yet. I ordered it and it should be showing up soon. And I'll do a review on that. But this is just a start. And this is just some of the stuff that I have already. And if you're thinking about building a bug out bag, you can check around your house and see the things that you might already own that might come in handy. So I'm going to go over the items here really quickly, and we're going to get into it. Now remember, this is a kit for if you're staying in a hotel. Maybe there'll be an emergency and you'll have to be locked in your room. Maybe there'll be a fire and you got to run out of the building. It's built to be smaller than a bug out bag, enough to get you home, even if you had to do it on foot, and enough to take care of you in some kind of emergency. Say a terror attack or a lockdown or whatever you may find yourself in. So we're going to start off here. I have a little bit of a fire kit here. I have a striker. And it's not the best, granted, but let's face it, when am I going to be starting fires in a hotel room? Probably never. If I get stuck out somewhere and I have to start a fire, my vehicle already has a brand new nice ferro rod and all the other gear for it, but this is just a small add-on, okay? I have some twine here. This is smaller jute twine. It could be used for hanging up a tarp tent or whatever, and I think that's what we're going to go with here because chances are, again, I'm not going to be needing a tent or a sleeping bag. But if I do, those will be in my vehicle, as they are already, in my kit in my car, which I did a video last year sometime. You can check it out, my car emergency kit. So, I mean, I have pretty much everything I need in the car already. This is for a little bit extra. And it's also for convenience, too. So you got the jute twine for hanging up anything you're going to be hanging up, maybe a tarp, a shelter of some kind. And that's not in here yet, so we're still deciding on what I'm going to do, whether it's going to be a small emergency tent or some kind of tarp. Okay, this is also good for fire starting, so it kind of hangs out with the fire kit. I have stakes here. Again, these are all just stuff I have left over. I don't know what I'm taking yet. Got some plastic ones. Actually, I have 4 of these. The other one I left in my room. And I have some metal ones. Not sure what I'm taking yet, but this is a start. This is a way to stake down a tarp if I do decide to go with a tarp or a tent or whatever. Couple of light sticks. Always handy. Very light. Doesn't weigh much. Coleman. Got a little Coleman handsaw here. The chances of me needing to chop down wood again, where am I going? I'm going on vacation in a hotel. Chances are I'm not going to be making a wood fire, but if I am, I have something, and it didn't cost me an arm and a leg, and I already had it. Now, if you look back at my videos earlier this year, you'll see I did a review on this Camillus titanium. I've used it a little bit since. I'm actually pretty impressed with it. I mean, it's a $7 knife. Again, am I going to be batoning, huge redwoods in the middle of a hotel room or in the middle of a bug out situation? Probably not, but if I do need to make a small fire or I need to cut anything, it's ready. All right, I'll just put that to the side. Where are we going? Oh, this guy here. I need to buy a radio, okay? All of my AM/FM shortwave stuff is packed away in other bags or too big to carry, but this will be the antenna. Because this is out of another bug out bag when I got a better one. What this is a coiled up wire, just a regular spool of wire you can buy at Radio Shack or any hardware store. A little alligator clip on the end, and a little duct tape to hold it in place. Throw this up in a room, turn on your shortwave, you can get info from anywhere around the world. And these do work very, very well, by the way. Let's go with the stove. Gosh, I want to say February or March, I did a video up in the mountains where I tested this little... let me open it up for you. This little propane stove. This little guy here. Some of you might remember the video. Okay. So I've got that. Now what is this for? I'm not going to be building a wood fire in a hotel room if I need to cook something. Okay. If there's an emergency, and this has happened where there's been emergencies in hotels and people are told to shelter in place, stay in their hotel rooms, Well, you know, if it goes on 8-9 hours, I'm going to be a little hungry. So this is my solution for that. And 1 can of propane, I figure that's more than enough. So that should do it. Propane butane mix. And this stove, I got this years ago. And this darn thing works great. I'll tell you, I don't know, it's a Honeybee, I think it says on here. Actually, it's made in New Zealand. But it's a great little stove. And I got a little bag. The bag, I forget what it was for, but it's not for it. Now here's another decision I got to make, okay? I've got this cup. And I've got this pot. This pot can boil a lot of water quickly, but it's not going to be too easy to drink out of. And we'll get to the drinking stuff later. Whereas if I make a cup of coffee, I can drink out of one of the other containers, and I can give that to my wife or to anybody else that needs a drink. I can also purify water with this. I am going to be adding a Sawyer water filter, the mini, but that's down the road. I'm going with what I have right now, okay? And this is from Kershaw. It's a little tool, fork and a spoon. It's got a little clip on it, so it's probably go on the outside of my bag. Nice little product, actually. It feels pretty good. So I'm not decided on this stuff yet. I may even go with a different cook kit altogether, because again, I'm not going to be doing a lot of cooking. I might be doing boiling water for some freeze-dried entrees, which we'll get into later. But for now, that's what I have. If I had to throw this all in a bag and go, I have something. Okay, got water storage. Now this guy's a little different. We'll get into him in a second, and you can see the video I did on him earlier too. I'm probably going to go with a stainless steel container. This is a plastic canteen. I'm probably going to go with a stainless steel container. Water is very important. Should you be in a hotel room in an area where the water is bad to drink, where the water has been contaminated, should you be on the side of the road and need a drink of water, you know? Again, I have 5 gallons of water in my vehicle at all times because we're out in the desert here. I'd like to increase that, but 5 is enough for now. But this is a little add-on. So I'm probably going to get a metal steel water container. That way I can boil in it as well, so it gives me something else. And I may not need anything from this set of stuff. All right, moving on. This is a total convenience item. It's really not needed, but again, you know, this is also a travel bag, so you want to have a couple of conveniences in it as well. This is a coffee press. Now, if you guys seen an earlier video of mine, you see me use this. I wouldn't consider carrying water in it, because it's got all these things in it for the coffee press. Now, yeah, I might be able to take that out. I might be able to use this, but you can't boil in this. They tell you not to put it on direct flame. So, it's a convenience item. And I have some coffee and creamer and sugar and everything else packed up in my food set, my food pack. So it's really a convenience item. It's not necessary, but we go to hotels a lot of times. And for us, because we work at home, a vacation for us is going into Vegas for a night. Maybe we get a free night from a casino or something and we stay for the night. Something like this, when they don't have a coffee maker in the room, just makes it a little easier for you. Get up in the morning, boil some water, have some coffee. Plus it saves money too. This is my food kit. As you can tell, I got the coffee in there. I've got some MRE entrees, a couple of freeze-dried things, some snack stuff, peanut butter and bread, non-dairy creamer, you mentioned that, a couple of MRE entrees and a couple of freeze-dried things. This is all I'm taking. Remember, I'm not going to be, the whole thing is about just getting by. If I really need a lot of food, I have a good amount of food stored in my emergency car kit. But this is really just for getting by from the beginning. Excuse me, needed some water. And cooking something in your room, if you're stuck in the room, if there's an emergency, if you're kicked out of the room because of a fire or something, and you're outside and you're hungry, you can grab something to eat without even heating it up. And that's why I have the MRE and the freeze-dried entree. This is something I always pack, some kind of kit. This is a small little gun cleaning kit. It depends if I have my carry gun with me or a long gun. It's set up for 9mm and 5.56. Got all my stuff in it, ready to go. Again, not really a necessity because I'm not going to be stopping on the side of the road in the middle of a riot to clean my rifle or something. But, a handy thing to have. Okay, these guys. After 9/11, when these were selling for $20 on the street in New York City, I wasn't there, that's just what I've heard from people and from family members that were there. I always figure to keep 2 of these, one for my wife, one for myself. If you run into a situation where there's some kind of protest or riot, at least it'll get you out of there quickly. It's not going to filter out, pepper spray or whatever, but it would help somewhat. And if there's a lot of dust or debris, say, some crazy nut blows up a casino and, you have another 9/11 situation with buildings collapsing. These are invaluable. So, can't hurt. Lastly, my first aid kit. This is an old ammo pouch that I had just lying around, no use for it. What I did was I took out some of the contents of another first aid kit, just one you'd buy off the shelf, and I kind of added things here and there that I might need or my wife might need. I have her, she has migraine medication in here. I have Altoids tin full of just over-the-counter stuff that we use, Rolaids, Aleve, allergy stuff, some dental filling in case one of us chips a tooth, a heat patch, plus tourniquet, bandages, a little bit of quick clot, all the emergency stuff in there. But it's a smaller kit. It's not a huge, extensive, gigantic kit. It's just enough to get you by in an emergency. And that will probably go somewhere where I can grab it right away on top of everything. Because let's face it, 99% of the time in a bag like this, if I'm on a trip somewhere, a good example, we went on this trip a couple weeks ago, and we needed a Band-Aid. And I had to dig in my bug-out bag to grab a Band-Aid all the way at the bottom. So you want your medical kit where you can grab it quickly, and you want to make sure that you have just basic stuff too, as well as, it's great to have a tourniquet, but you might need some Band-Aids, you might need some gauze, who knows. So anyway, this is just a start, okay? This is kind of going to be a series. I'm going to kind of show you the evolution of what I decide to keep, what I don't decide to keep. Again, we're all up in the air with the cooking stuff. And by the way, if you guys have ideas or comments or products to suggest, leave them in the comments below. I welcome any kind of constructive criticism. A lot of the stuff is up in the air. We're not sure about it yet. Some of it I know I'm taking, like the stove. That's an awesome little light stove. Yeah, I could go lighter, but I have that already. I don't want to spend a ton of money on it, okay? Some of the things I have to add, a headlamp, maybe a flashlight, a radio, like I said, preferably an AM/FM shortwave. If all I can find locally and cheap is an AM/FM, we'll do that. So this is also a good kit for, say you're going out riding your bike, say you're going out hiking for the day. This is going to be a small, lighter kit than, say, a 40 or 50 pound bug-out bag. And you're going to be able to carry it rather simply, strap it onto a bike. I know scooters are very popular. You could strap it onto the back of a scooter, and you have yourself a nice little kit. So anyway, that's the start of this. That's the beginning of this evolution, and it's going to be a smaller kind of bug home bag. So if you have any ideas, like I said, leave them in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the video if you like it. Again, there's going to be more of these videos. I'm going to be putting this together over a series of videos. This is part 1, so we'll see where we go from here. Thanks for watching.